Hello everyone, this is Tuula for International Living, and today I'm very excited to be coming to you from the beautiful village of Cotignac in the Provence-Alpes-Côte region, known as one of the prettiest villages in all of the south of France. I'm going to be talking later today to two expats, Susana, who comes to us from Berkeley, California, and Jackie, who comes from Vancouver Island in Canada. Very excited to meet with them, and they're going to talk to me about why they decided to move to Cotignac and what they like about living here. First off, I wanted to give you a tour of this beautiful village, some of the cobblestone streets, typical squares, and of course those beautiful village homes with their lovely pastel shutters. So we're going to get started on the tour. Before we go, I wanted to let you know that below you can find, if you click on the box below, a free report on France, everything you wanted to know about moving to and living in this very special place, along with real estate tips, healthcare information, and clear directions on how to get your visa. So let's go ahead and get started. I will be writing about Cotignac in an upcoming edition of International Living. So, on y va, let's go! I'm coming to you today from the very beautiful village of Cotignac. We are in southeastern France, about an hour away from the Mediterranean Sea, and it's just a gorgeous day here. Lucky enough to be here on a Tuesday, which is market day. They close down the main thoroughfare, which is called Gambetta, and everybody is out. Market stalls full of textiles, fruits and vegetables, olive oil, Provençal specialties, and of course a bit of dried lavender. Perhaps the nicest thing to do after your little market tour is to have a cafe on one of the main restaurants here, or bistros that you can find in the center. One of the coolest things going on here at the moment is that I can hear some folks speaking English right behind me. So this is a very nice expat village, and full of nice groups that you can join if you are looking to move to this part of south of France. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the village, just starting here in the center with the market, and we'll be right back from one of the fountains in the main square. Okay, we're near one of the main squares of Cotignac. You can see some of the village homes. I'm going to pan around here. The village is full of cute little boutiques, shops, art galleries, of course restaurants and bistros. Also there is a wine bar and a microbrewery in the center of town. The coolest thing about this space right here is I'm going to pan up. We're actually at the town hall, and the most famous landmark is up en haut, up on high, as they would say in French. It's called the Rocher. These are prehistoric limestone caves, once thought to have homes and actual cave dwellers in them. We're going to go and take a walk to the top, and I'll give you a view of the village. Just another beautiful day here in sunny Cotignac. We are now at the top of the village at the local landmark called the Rocher, which is limestone cliffs embedded into the rock face. Give you an idea what that looks like. This is a popular area to go for a walk in the afternoon, and you can actually go all the way to the top, visit the caves. Do a little bit of a panorama up here. There you go. Again, very pretty sunny day today here in Cotignac. This area, again, is known as Provence Verte, which means green Provence, full of streams, rivers. There is a lake about 20 minutes away from here, and also Europe's largest river canyon, which is called the Gorge de Verdon. So besides enjoying a nice relaxing lifestyle here, there's a lot of outdoor activities like cycling, hiking, and of course wine tasting. I'm going to take you back down to the center of the village, have a bit more of a tour, and talk to you also about why Cotignac is a nice place to consider if you'd like to move to the south of France. Alright, so I just came down from the Rocher. Again, these are the limestone cliffs with prehistoric cave dwellings, and now we are in the main square of the town hall. Another really pretty spot in Cotignac. I'm going to pan around to some of these village homes. I mentioned that I would talk to you about why Cotignac is a great place to live if you're considering a move to the south of France. First of all, there are a ton of expats here. about 2,700 residents and 30 different nationalities represented. Another great thing compared to where we live along the coast, housing prices are about 20% cheaper. You can look to get a village home starting at 200,000 euros. These are some village homes here in the background. Quite a lively day. Hope you can hear me well. And the only inconvenience is that we'll be on several levels and there is normally no outdoor space, except a few of them do have a terrace on the roof. And the only other thing to think about is you definitely need a car if you move to this region. And lastly, I'll tell you the convenience of a village home is that you'll have everything at your doorstep. So we are literally a 1-minute walk to the market where we were earlier today. So hope you enjoyed this short tour of Cotignac. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions about living and moving to Cotignac, Provence. My email address is france@internationalliving.com. Bonne journée from Provence-Alpes-Côte. Hi everyone, this is Tuula for International Living France, and I'm really excited to be here today with Jackie, who is going to tell us all about her life in the beautiful village of Cotignac. We're here in southeastern France in the region known as Provence. So, Jackie, you are from
Canada originally.
Okay, what city?
Vancouver Island.
Okay, Vancouver Island. And what brought you to France?
Via London. So I lived in London for 20 years.
Okay.
Long time. And I think I always knew that I wanted to be in France. Or I definitely always knew I wanted to be in France eventually. And lots of travel over the years. And then, at one point decided to just get a holiday place here.
Great.
And we ended up looking in the south for the weather.
Oh, wonderful. And you were telling me that you looked at one point maybe at the coast. What was the deciding factor to come to Cotignac?
Well, a lot of things really. I mean, there's definitely the price. So real estate prices are very different.
Okay.
But also the lifestyle is very different. You know, the coast has a different different type of people who enjoy living there, and they want the sea and a type of entertainment and social life. As opposed to coming here, which is a little bit more countryside, relaxed kind of vibe.
Great. Could you tell us more about the village? What do you like about it? Is it this kind of...
Well, it's beautiful.
Sure.
I think that's the main thing. So it really draws people in. You've got the Rocher as you come in, which is really stunning. It's got a lot of the old qualities of a Provence-Alpes village, which is just so attractive to so many people from abroad. But it also has all the amenities that you need. So you don't really have to go far to get what you need day to day. And it's got a really strong international community, which makes it easy.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Any kind of thing you would tell people if they're going to come to Cotignac specifically? Do you need a car?
Yes.
You do need a car.
You absolutely need a car. There is a bus service, and I do know people who rely on the bus service. So airport, that kind of thing, you actually can take the bus.
All right.
But it's not that frequent.
Okay.
And so if you do want to get around, you do need a car.
Okay, great. What about people thinking of moving to France in general? Any tips or pieces of advice?
Well, I suppose if you're already thinking about moving to France, you're very likely to be open-minded.
Good.
And that's
very
super important.
Yeah.
And to be open-minded to other cultures and other ways of doing things, because it is going to be different. Everything will be different. But as long as you're open-minded, you can get on with it. And speak French.
Speak French.
Really, I mean, even just a little bit of French goes a very, very long way with people. A lot of places will speak English, and I found in the last few years more and more people, you know, calling for internet, electricity. There are English speakers.
Oh, that's great.
It is. It's really helpful, and banking, that kind of thing. But learning to speak French really helps if you want to get on, especially in a difficult situation.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Last question. Around Cotignac, if you weren't in the village, what would you kind of do? What were some kind of like activities that you might do around this area?
So much to do. So it depends on your interests, but I love the Gorge de Verdun.
Yeah, that's really
So
nice.
it is one of the most beautiful places in the world, and it is, for me, it is one of the wonders of the world. It's stunning.
It's very pretty.
And there's a lot of different outdoor activities you can do up there: swimming, kayaking, hikes. There's everything. Even just driving up there.
Great.
Also, you've got museums around that you can do. There's quite a few different ones. There's a really good prehistory museum in Canson, which is excellent, especially for little people. It's a really good day out, and they do activities in the summer, so you can go up and do different things for the kids to learn.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really good. Also, you can get to the coast super quick. If you do want to go to the sea, you can have a day out. It's an hour away.
Yeah,
really, really easy. And yeah, lots of other little villages around that are just nice for a little walk around.
Yeah, it's a very pretty area.
Yeah.
That is so helpful. Thank you so much for your time, and merci beaucoup, Jackie. And we will talk to you soon from here in Provence, in Cotignac. Merci beaucoup, and au revoir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everyone, bonjour. This is Tuula Rampont, and I am with International Living France, and very pleased to be here today with Susana, who is our expert on the village of Cotignac in beautiful Provence-Verte. We're in the southeast part of France, and Susana's going to tell us all about her wonderful village. And it's so nice to speak to an American. It's not very often I get to speak to another American, so that's exciting. You guys have a lot of expats.
I don't get to speak a lot of American either, so.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Tokyo originally.
Okay.
And my father's Japanese, but my mother is American. And so we spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, but mostly in California.
Okay.
So from the 80s to the mid-90s, I was living in Berkeley, California, and Los Angeles.
Great. And what brought you to France then?
Wow. To make a very long story short, in the 90s, I married an Englishman who brought me to England, but he liked to vacation in the south of France. So we would come to Cannes and that area, and bought a house eventually in Tuula, which is just at the other side of the bay from Cannes. And so you get the view of Cannes Bay from the villa, which was very nice.
Oh, that's really nice.
And then I was kind of back and forth working from London to Hong Kong and Tokyo. And then I decided that I should stop working too hard and partying too hard and move back to Europe.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't really like the weather in England, so I decided that I should live in the vacation house in Tuula.
Oh, goodness.
That's what I did.
That's a good decision.
The marriage didn't work out, but I did meet a lovely Frenchman.
Oh, great. And that was you do.
That was 18 years ago, and the rest
Wonderful.
is history. That we had decided to be together and have French children and live in the south of France.
Great.
So then we were living in Tuula for a while, and then we lived in Nice for a while, and then he got a job that was between Cannes and Marseille. So we needed to find a place that was between Cannes and Marseille, but not south of the Aouite, because the Aouite, which is the autoroute that cuts between, so the provence-alpes-côte autoroute. People kept telling me, do not live south of the Aouite. So I said, okay. So we found this, I found 10 different houses to live in.
Oh, goodness.
To rent at the time, and one of them happened to be in Cotignac.
Oh, wonderful.
And Cotignac was the place to be because I heard people speaking English when we were driving through the village.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And I said, wow, if there's there's an expat community here, I'm living here.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What do you like about Cotignac?
What do I like about Cotignac? Well, it's beautiful, and if you turn around the other way, we're looking at the view here of the beautiful limestone cliffs with 2 medieval towers on them. It's beautiful to look at, but I like the fact that it's a small community that isn't too small, that there isn't any life. It's a working village. 65% of the population is over 60, so they're not all active. There's a small active community of about 500. Most of them are French, but there's about 15% now of expats that live here that are quite active.
That's really nice,
So that was my big,
for sure.
I need to live here thing. And I like that everybody's really friendly for a French village.
Great, that's really important.
I felt very much at home when I first got in here, but I did happen to put myself into and work really hard at getting to know the locals.
That's very important.
By volunteering
Great.
different associations.
Really nice,
and worked my kind of way up to working up to representing the people here,
Really
and
nice.
especially the expat community by working on the council
Very
for 6
good.
years.
Will you tell us maybe about your website too? That is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Very wonderful.
It's very easy to remember. Provence Living, Cotignac.com. And that'll give you an idea of what it's like to be here, what to do here, what's to do around here as well.
Great.
And
Any drawbacks? Anything that, I mean, because everywhere there's
Of
always
course.
like a give and a
It's
take.
sure,
and,
sure. It's a very small village, so
Okay.
you're not going to have a lot of the conveniences that larger cities have.
Okay.
A lot of people don't speak English very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enough
Sure.
enough to buy a few things
Yeah.
or do your shopping,
Sure.
but not enough to be able to get along with the people
Okay.
at the mairie, for example, which
Sure.
is the town hall.
What would you do like on the weekend? Like if you weren't in Cotignac, I mean, you weren't spending the weekend in Cotignac, where would you go?
Oh, there's lots of places.
yeah.
In fact, we're in the heart of Provence-Verte, which is green de Provence. And in every direction, north, south, east, west, there's something to do
Yeah.
and something to see. So
Great.
it's,
There's,
there's plenty of stuff. You can go to the Verdon, where you can get the gauche,
the river
the
canyon.
Verdon, the canyon,
Yeah.
which is
Amazing.
one of
Gorgeous.
the 10
Beautiful.
wonders of
Yeah,
France or
sure,
something
sure.
like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's right up there, so there's lots to do.
Any advice for anybody first thinking of moving to France and then also thinking of moving to Cotignac? What would you tell us, like North Americans coming that were thinking about moving to France? What would be some of kind of like the top tips or things to keep in mind? Do you need to speak French? How do you get integrated? Just some basics.
Yes, I would say to learn French.
Sure. And how do you find French people? Are French people, a lot of times they have kind of a stereotype, they're a little bit off-putting, and I mean, I don't find that to be the case, but how have you found the French to be?
Yeah, they're great. They're really, really great because they take their time at doing things like
Yes.
lunching and dinners. But being an American and having that sort of convenience of, if I feel like having a 15-minute lunch, I can.
Yes, true.
You
Yeah.
definitely won't get away with that
Yeah,
here,
yeah, that's true.
as you
Yes,
know from
I
your
know, yeah.
experience. What else?
It's kind of the charm of the place, though, too, that, you know, everybody takes time to do everything. Nobody's really rushing around. You can have, like, long 3-hour lunches if you want. But you do miss the convenience a bit. For being American,
Yeah. And, you know, being in a small village, too, you sort of have to remember to be on your best behavior.
This is true. This is
at all
true.
times because
There's a village gossip.
people talk.
Yeah,
And
sure.
you really don't want to be
Yeah.
causing scandals.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you'll be ostracized.
Yeah,
and I know a
exactly.
few cases of that, having lived here for 12 years now.
Sure, sure.
So
Would you think, personally, I don't know, find that Cotignac is maybe the nicest village to come in this area for expats because I think it has a lot of everything. It's got some, you know, decent real estate prices as compared to prices in North America.
yeah,
It's a bit more expensive than other.
Yeah.
But, and also, do you think that's the case? Do you think it's maybe the nicest place to come in this area of Provence-Verte?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm biased.
Yeah.
I live here. A lot of people think that Corrance is this fantastic
Oh,
place
sure.
because Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt bought that winery there, but it's
kind of
small. It's
very,
small,
very
yeah.
small
Sure.
pond. I shouldn't say pond life, but it's a very small place.
Sure.
And nobody speaks English there.
Sure.
So,
Cotignac, you've got
At
the
least here,
expat
there,
community.
you've got that sort of,
Yeah.
you know, cosmopolitan
Sure.
side. There's a lot of bars and restaurants.
Okay.
We have 15 restaurants.
Great.
I think that's even gone up to 17 recently.
and more's coming. Like
Yes.
where we're
Yeah.
right now.
It's great.
This is Lou Calan,
It's really
and
great,
we'll
yeah.
be adding
Sure.
another brasserie and another bar and a place to
And there's a
lunch
new,
and cafe.
is that like a new microbrewery too? That's really cool. We
Yes.
have- yeah.
So the microbrewery is called La Touffe, and we'll be going there later.
Okay.
So
It's a Provence
we're
life.
gonna have a good time there
Okay.
because they have live bands. There's a live band tonight.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's like 3 times a week. There's something
Yeah.
really big going on, and otherwise it's a really nice place to relax with friends and just have a beer or a glass
Yeah.
of wine.
Perfect.
They do have some apéros,
Cool.
like some sliced ham and
Yeah.
cheese and stuff like that. Otherwise, you
Great.
can bring your own food
Perfect.
or buy your own
There you
pizza. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. This has been a wonderful picture of life in Cotignac. And thank you so much, Susana. We'll say au revoir for now. A bientôt. See you soon. Bye bye.